Gamers, today we're going to be discussing the Japanese, in my opinion, a new S-tier civ. I just came back home from the Steel Series LAN and I came into the tournament. I practiced some Japanese on hybrid maps, but apparently some of the players practiced a lot of Japanese on LAN maps, and these guys cooked, and I was very, very surprised seeing Japanese performance. So some of the players played it really, really well, and one of those Chads was Anna Chad. So I'm going to show you guys the Japanese game and why I think Japanese is just really, really, really strong civ right now. So I played some games earlier in the ladder too, and I can kind of show one of those games too. The reason why Japanese is strong and why it surprised me quite a bit is people usually play Japanese as like a fast castle civilization, right? Like they would just go fast castle into mounted samurai, then they would run out of food or they would struggle for food. You know, it was just very kind of A to B. Now, Japanese, the way these guys are playing it, the players that are actually, you know, good with Japanese, I think Anotan, Poppy Paw, I think Wham plays it quite a bit too. The way they play it is different, and they almost always open spearmen. Even if you're playing against civ like Rus, they torch like hunting cabins and stuff. So they almost always open like 2 spearmen or 3 spearmen, and they just harass your gold or they harass your stone, depending which civ it is. So that's number one thing that I think people are now doing compared to before. So before, Japanese was played like maybe they opened barracks, but remember the deer pushing styles, right? Now Japanese people open barracks, 2-3 spearmen to do the thing I just said. But the reason why it's so good is because your barracks only cost 75 wood. So in order to make this barracks and to make 2 spearmen, you actually don't need to chop like crazy amounts of wood in order to build the rest of your buildings. So if you look, Anotan chopped 130 wood. He didn't need to chop that much. He could have chopped a bit less, I guess, right? But he has enough wood to make another house. He made 2 spearmen, got a barracks, got a forge, so he is chilling. So his age up is not actually that far behind compared to whatever civ he was playing against. And you can put a lot of pressure with these spearmen, right? So obviously if he was playing against like Byzantine or something, you want to like tower rush the berries. But if you're playing against a civilization that like you don't necessarily want to tower rush them, you can just make 2 spearmen and then you move on to your normal build. So the reason why this kind of plays out really well, this new style, I guess, if you want to call it, is if the opponent is playing a knight civ, you already have 2 spearmen, and you can just keep making spearmen, right? Because you already have barracks, you have spearmen, you can upgrade them. So it kind of works out really well against the knight civs. Now, if you're not playing against knight civs, what you usually do is the moment you age up, you actually go for archers. And this is where the strength comes in. If I play a Rus, as I am in this game, and now I go for archer, because he has spearmen, I go archers. Most of the civs will go horsemen. But with Japanese, it's different. With Japanese, in this case, you don't need to go horsemen. You can actually go into archers to counter archers. And the only reason, or 2 reasons why this actually works is, number 1, Japanese archers move faster, and number 2, they are cheaper. So if you guys don't know, Japanese archers take 13 seconds to produce, and they cost 25 food and 35 wood, which is obviously very, very, very cheap. So I'll give you guys a comparison. 25, 35. My archers cost 30, 50. Okay, so they are a lot cheaper, and they also produce 2 seconds faster. Now, what is the advantage, right? Why can't other civs just make archers in this case? Well, if you're playing any other civ, your archers first of all cost the same as Rus's archers, and Rus gathers wood faster. The difference with Japanese archers and why you can just go like this for mass archer is of their movement speed. So if he's here and I attack him with more archers, he can just run away, right? He can just move away and that's it. He doesn't need to engage. He's not gonna get caught. And even if I have some kind of cavalry, these Yumi archers move so quickly that they can kind of negate a lot of damage being taken by them, and they can do a lot more damage on the way back, okay? So that's why opening like this, basically only few spears into mass archers work. And this only works with Japanese. This does not work with other civs, okay? So this is why this style is strong. And by the way, let's say I open stables. He would just make a couple of more spearmen. So it's a weird situation. It's a very complicated situation, but it comes down to I have to open archer range, which he counters with double archer range. And then if I go cavalry, he already has spearmen. And on top of that, in order to kill Yumi, you need more cavalry than usual because they're faster. So you cannot engage on the Yumi archers. And all this makes it very hard to play against Japanese. So when I lost this game, after that I watched through this replay and I was like, I actually don't know how to play against this. Like, genuinely not really sure what I'm supposed to do. Because like I said, making stables right now wouldn't work because I'm trying to pro scout and I wouldn't be able to get the deer. Now this game, I found only 4 or 5 sheep, but even if I found more sheep, I'm not sure how much the result in this game would have changed, because I just genuinely have no practice against Japanese style like this, and I wasn't really sure what the best way to go about it is. So you can see here, I'm getting some deer, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's very nice. But if we look, I'm not being greedy, right? I'm producing units. I have triple archer ranges. I am making units, so I'm not like skipping out. And if you look at the unit count, I have 5 archers versus 10. So I already cannot take an engagement, right? So what he's gonna do right here, he's just gonna sit on my deer and I can't take them. Like, I took the first one, but I cannot take the second one, right? So I'm making archers, I'm still pumping, but because Yumi are cheaper and they produce faster, he's actually outproducing me. As you can see, he has double the archer count. And this is the interesting part. So remember how I said, if this was another civ, I could make a lot of units and I could maybe overwhelm him, kill all these units, and even if he edges up, then he doesn't have any units, right? But because he's playing Japanese, and if you look, Yumi archer speed is 138, archer speed is 125, he can just disengage. So even if I go here and I'm like, I have more units, I'll get him, he can just run away. And that's a big factor in this and why Japanese is so strong. So I felt like I don't really know what to do. I felt pretty lost and pretty confused. He already has 1-1. This is another thing, because he's Japanese. He doesn't need to build blacksmith. That's forge. I need to, right? So I'm investing more stuff into that. And if I pause the game right here, he has daimyo finished. He already has 5 farms. He's about to age up. He has +1/+1. I don't. And he has more units, so I can't take the deer right now. And I'm about to run out of food. Again, this is because I didn't find a lot of sheep, but even if I had a little bit of extra food, I would have a hard time securing this deer pack, just because he has more units. So what I tried to do here is to do some harassment, hoping to maybe get his archers back so I can actually get the deer, or, you know, something to get him away from the map, basically. So I try to do that, but the problem is, just like I can't chase him if he's across the map, I actually can't run away. So all my archers just get chased down and beat down because Yumis are faster, so he just chases me and I just end up losing all my archers. So I'm aging up. Have in mind, Rus is one of the civs that can go pro scout into fast age up the easiest. But in a second, I'm going to deny some gold. He is going for the age up. And the problem is, I am out of food. I'm going on berries. He had some spearmen here. Now, I could have probably cleared these with archers and taken it, but I misplayed that part. And all my archers get mowed down. So this is the interesting part. When Japanese ages up, he can put Yorishiro wherever he needs it. So if he needs fast archer upgrades, he can put it in an archer range. If he wants to go mounted samurai, he can put it in stable and go mounted samurai really quick. So he can tech switch from here on out really fast. Like really, he could put it in barracks and go mass spearman. So he can kind of swap if needed, or he can continue doing what he's been doing. So the problem is right now, is with this many Yumi archers, what do you make? Because I went horse archers. Obviously not the greatest choice, because archers are good into horse archers, but he already has 26 of them, right? So that was not the right move for me. But like I said, I haven't had experience playing against this, so I generally didn't know what to go for. Looking back, I should have probably gone for knight archer, or maybe horseman crossbow, horseman archer, something like that. Men at arm. Men at arm would be bad because they would just get kited forever. So as he's aging up, one big thing about Japanese is they're getting these farms slowly around their Kura storehouse, so they have safe food very quickly, slowly built up. Now, because he has no cavalry, he's just gonna put the Yorishiro in stables, and now he can create mounted samurai, and on top of that, he's gonna get relics. So before, when we played Japanese with the fast castle, the dynamic was completely different. The dynamic was basically like, you go fast castle, the enemy is pushing you, you get Yorishiro, you're trying to make samurais to push out of your base, then you're struggling to get relics. But with this style, you actually have the map control. So now you getting relics is extremely easy, right? You can see he's out of food. He doesn't have food here. He just gathered the berries. But he has the full map control because of the Yumi. So he can just go on berries. He doesn't really care, right? He's not too bothered. So, and now the mounted samurai transition is happening. I'm going horse archers, which again was a mistake. But the problem is my army is just ass. And this is the issue. Even though I have a knight, this knight would probably take half of his health from one shot of these archers, and then he would just move back and kill it. Mounted samurai is gonna do really well in just tanking the damage basically, so the Yumis can pick everything off. And once again, they're so easy to spam and to continue making them if he wants to, that economy-wise, like sustainable long-term, it is very, very good for Japanese. And at this point, I think I was fully out of food. I had like 3 deer here, and he's about to dive, and I just had absolutely no units. So I'm going to show you guys another game, which was a very interesting one, and then I'm going to show you one of my games that I have had. I'm going to show you another game from the tournament. It's going to load in a second. And the game was Anatan versus Louis. When this game was starting and I was watching this game, I was like, okay, I actually don't play Ottoman and I don't play Japanese. So I was like, I actually got no clue who is supposed to win this or which way the match is supposed to go. Like, I had no clue. And I was like, I'm assuming what Louis is going to do is Masipahi. That's kind of my train of thought, right? Because I played against this previously, right? I lost with it, against it. So I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense that if he's going for this Yumi style, the way to counter it is to just go Masipahi, because Sipahi should be insanely good into Yumi, right? Well, the results of this game kind of shocked me. And by the way, if you want to learn Japanese, I can't remember when plays, but I know Puppy Paw has been playing Japanese for a while, and Anatan as well, and they're both really good with it. I probably am going to try to play some to learn it, because I generally am really bad with them. Especially because they're very good civs, so I should probably learn them, right? So he's doing the same thing. 2 spearman opener into Kura storehouse. Literally the same opener. And he's not committing to tower rushes. He's not committing to too many spearmen. He's just making enough to basically disrupt his opponent for a little while. And once again, you force the opponent to make archers. And then you go into an archer battle that you're favored in. So it's a very, once again, interesting dynamic. I think okay, in this game he actually went back, okay? He went back, but Louis did go for archers either way. So, once again, same thing. Nothing new, nothing's changed. Yumi, archer range is coming up. He's getting his eco upgrades. He's got the level 2 wheelbarrow thing. I don't know what to call it. And he's making samurai. And I was like, I remember watching this game at the tournament and I was like, that seems bad, but I don't know how to play Japanese, so I'll just trust him. Because in my mind, I was like, well, if the opponent goes Massive Pike, you definitely want Spearman, right? No. And this is something that is very important to know, these like small things in these matchups that you don't see as often. And this comes down to Enoten knowing how to play Japanese and knowing these like little things and how they work, right? Because he didn't make samurai last game. So watch what happens. He's got the Yumis, he's kiting, you know, they're trading here and there. Nothing crazy, right? Louis, you can see, he's got the same idea as I did when they were entering this game. I was like, okay, well, you gotta go Sipahi, and then Enoten's gonna go archers, and you go... Oh, sorry, Enoten's gonna go spearman, you go archers, right? Very simple, that's what I thought would happen. But... watch this now. So he keeps making Yumi. He's non-stop producing double archer range Yumi, and he's making more samurai. So I was just like, he's gonna get overrun, right? So he keeps spamming them. And again, these farms are so nice because you're just getting free food under your town center, and Yumis are not that expensive in food, so you get to produce a crap ton of army. So Louis is getting to... The tiny dog is sleeping in the other room and she's dreaming. So Yumi is at a critical mass, 30 Yumi. When you reach like 40-ish, you can like start doing some real damage even to cavalry. But Louis' Sipahi count is also increasing. Ottoman takes a little bit to set up, but he's getting the upgrades. He's got 2 military schools, he's producing Sipahi. So both of them are pumping. And I thought, for sure, Louis' army is favored. Like, if you look at these armies, like if we pause right here, I favor Louis' army. So they start doing a little bit of kiting. And this is the interesting thing. Watch what happens. He's got no spearmen. He's got 2 of them, right? Hardened spearmen, 2. He's not even making more. He's just making samurai. So what's the idea behind this? The idea behind it is, I realized after, you know, the game completed, was not to make spearmen to kill Sipahi. What's killing Sipahi is Yumi. You need mounted you need samurais to just tank the damage. That's it. That's why he's making samurais. Samurais are not there to kill anything. They're just there to tank damage. So watch how this fight goes. Again, he has 2 spearmen. So he's just going to kite with Yumi and let samurai do all the tanking. And that's it. He sniped imams. He's gonna snipe Mehter. And now, samurais are still alive. Both players have the military upgrades. And this is the problem. You can't run away from these demons because they're faster. So watch this. Louis loses 1 archer right here. Retreating. Another archer. 3 archers. He's just trying to run away. 4 archers. 5 archers. He lost 5 archers retreating. And this is a problem. He has to either give up some of the archers retreating, or he has to lose all the Sipahi so the archers can run away. So once you get in a fight with Japanese, unless it's a for sure winning fight, not only you're gonna lose the fight, but you're gonna lose the retreating too. So watch this. Sipahis are going in. There's no spearmen. He's just kiting, and he's just tapping on the Sipahi. He's 2-shotting them. Gets the last one. And now, watch this. 1 samurai. This guy is gonna tank so much damage, and Louis is just running, because if he fights, he's gonna lose everything. So he's trying to run away to preserve the units, but he's just taking crazy losses. And watch this. Behind it, this is the crazy part. They were both spamming units, right? The whole game. They're both spamming units. They're both full producing. Anotan can age up. Louis got 79 food. Because Yumi's are 25 fucking food. And he just goes for the age up. Look at the trade. And again, I was so confused. I was so confused watching this because I was like, I thought if there's any civ that's gonna kill this, it's Ottoman, right? Because they have Mehter for the ranged armor, +1. They have Sipahi, which is the best horseman in the game, especially against ranged units. So I was like, yeah, Louis' comp's looking good, and he just got fucking destroyed. The previous game is a good showing of Japanese feudal, but this game shows how strong it is. Like, because if you do this against Ottoman, right, then you can do this against whatever city you want, right? So, watch this. He's not even producing samurai anymore. He has 3. He's not producing spearmen because I think he just goes into mounted samurai in a second. He's got the towers because he's aging up, so he just doesn't want to get pushed up to gold. Louis, because he lost the fight, he's playing defensive, right? And this is the problem when you lose these kinds of fights. Louis doesn't know what his opponent is doing. He has to go back, he has to keep making units, the age up comes through, and at this point the game is pretty much over. He's gonna put Yorishiro in archer range. I assume it's probably because he did not want to like die to mass army now, so he just wanted a really fast upgrade to kick in. And Louis tries to harass here. The archers are about to be upgraded. He's getting weapon attack. And what do you make against this? Because these guys are now castle age Yumi. And that's a big problem. So Louis ends up trying to harass, trying to buy some time for himself, but instead he ends up losing 4 Sipahi. And I don't know what Anotan's plan from here on out was. Obviously, he added a second barracks. We don't see any stable, so I am assuming he would continue making samurai from here on out, right? In order to tank, because he already has this crazy archer mass. Mango is the only option. Well, the funny thing is, at the top level, 1 mango doesn't actually do anything against archers because players are very good at kiting, but Yumi move even quicker, so you can kite even easier. So yeah, this game actually shocked me, and this game, when I saw it, made me think, oh shit, maybe I should ban Japanese. Louis also plays Japanese, by the way. I forgot to mention that. And now Anotan, yeah, he's making samurais now. So he's making samurais. Again, same thing. As he gets castle, he can now move out on the map to get the other food. He's getting relics, and he just pushes in. Louis tries to age up, and even though he's diving under TC, obviously he just has upgrade advantage, so he ends up winning the game. So yeah, my game that I lost against Anotan, because that was my first match. That was my first match in the tournament in general, but also first match against Japanese that I've seen. I was like, okay, maybe I misplayed that. Maybe I wasn't sure how to play Rus against Japanese, and you know, Anotan plays Japanese, yada yada. But when I saw this, I was like, oh shit. And funnily enough, when I played against Louis, I banned Japanese together with China, because I was like, I don't know who's playing Japanese really well. I don't know who's been practicing it. I don't know how to counter it, and I'm gonna get away from it. Like, I don't wanna be involved in this because I just have 0 experience, right? And now he's going into mounted samurai, but you can see the game obviously is very one-sided from this point on. What's interesting is another thing that works out really well is, and by the way, Louis taps out right there, is when you have this Yumi mass, it doesn't matter if you're making mounted samurai or you're making samurai, the opponent will either make spearmen or crossbows in order to counter what you're doing. And what's interesting is, because of the Yumi mass, you transition to an armored unit, which sounds very simple, but then the opponent is making spearmen or crossbows, and they're literally building like 5 crossbows into 40 Yumis, right? So it's just like they're further fucking themselves in a way, right? So it's just very, very rough. And I'm definitely going to be spending like a couple of days playing Japanese and just trying to learn more about it and try to find like what is the best way to play against it by, you know, playing Japanese and seeing what people do in order to counter it, because like I said, I am kind of clueless. So yeah, now I'm going to show you one of my games and just give you kind of my rundown and my point of view that I have played earlier. I can't remember which game it was. Okay, I'm going to show you me playing Japanese versus Malian. I don't know any of the intricacies of every matchup and all that. I was just like, I'll make Yumi. You know, that was my, that was kind of my plan. So, because I'm playing against Malian, I didn't just open Spearman. I also tried to do Tower Rush, because I saw that he is not making a tower and nor barracks. So I just wanted to do a Tower Rush. And I went with the 5 Spearmen, and I managed to force out the Saharan Trade Network landmark from him. So I guess it was worth it. I almost got the pit down, but not quite. But I think the opener was pretty decent for me, right? Not like I'm winning now, but you know, it's pretty good. Maybe I should have focused the houses for like save damage, but it is what it is, right? So behind this, the idea was very similar. So what I decided to do in this matchup, because it was Malian, right? Against any other Civ, I would have done exactly what Anotan did, which is just to make mass archer. But because I'm playing against Malian and I have javelin throwers, I can't really do that. So I went into stable to get some horsemen into mass Yumi. That was my plan. But if I was playing against any other Civ, I would probably just go mass archer from here on out. So, here we go. I'm just massing units once again. Let me swap these so they don't look weird. And I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to just keep making units. But again, these farms are just so good because you're getting free food under your TC. And because I have map control, I can go on deer here, I can go on berries, and then later on I can go back to my sheep under my TC. Super safe. I got a really good spawn here, so my food was very, very safe this game. And now I'm doing some harassment. I got Yumi, I got some horses. And the thing is, the opponent has to now keep making units or he dies. Like, I'll just push and kill him. But if I force him to keep making units, the strength of Japanese is I just pulled the villagers from the wood onto gold, and I just went for quick age up in order to upgrade my unit. So I'm gonna attack now, to force my opponent to be like, oh shit, you know, he's got a lot of units and he's making units. But my plan is not here to fight. I just wanna be like, yo, I got units, you better make units or you're kinda cooked. So I wanna keep him in feudal age. Here, I'm aging up. Floating gate is coming up. And because I have so many Yumi already, I want to go into Mounted Samurai to basically mow down all the Donzos and have the Mounted Samurai just win the game for me. My Yumi upgrade is on the way, my +2 range attack is on the way, and basically as my Yumi upgrade is about to finish, I just go for the engage, and I end up getting the win. So yeah, apparently Japanese is really good, and I think before making a tier list, I want to play some more games with the Japanese. I do feel like based on the games I saw at the event and based on like, you know, things I talk with the other players and stuff like that, I do feel like Japanese is at the very minimum A tier on land or maybe even an S tier. But like I said, I'm going to play more games and kind of figure out where I want to put it, because I don't want to just rush that decision. You know what I mean? That is tier lists are serious business. And looking back, now the Japanese castle rushing compared to this, because we actually did see Japanese Someone in the tournament did do a Castle Rush style, but in my opinion, it just seems a lot weaker compared to this one. So there it is. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new, and maybe we'll have a little Japanese guide soon, new Japanese guide soon as well. If you're watching live, let's keep going.